G'day, let's have a look at the new features of the Affinity 2.5 update. There's some standout features and I thought I'll just go through and have a quick look at some of them. There's one major one, but one that's really good is the pencil tool has been improved a lot. So if you draw a line, it's not lots and lots of nodes, it's just a few. See, there we've got 3 nodes for a squiggly line, and that in the past it would have had maybe 10 nodes or something. So that's something that's very good and makes me want to use the pencil tool a lot more instead of the pen tool. The next one is probably the most impressive one, which is the stroke width tool. So if you hit W, you'll get the stroke width tool and it will bring up a whole new set of features. So you can see it starts to create this little extra node addition function. And if you hit it, it will add a new node that you can also adjust the thickness of, and you can also adjust the existing nodes. And so you can do this visually instead of using that tool panel with the graph kind of thing. You can do it just, which is great. It's not perfect. It's still a bit harsh in areas, but if you work within that sort of flowing organic sort of style, it might work pretty well for you. Some of the brushes I've noticed tend to work. I'm sure there's a reason for that. Some do, but some still don't really recognize it. So it'd be interesting to see how that goes. But it's very good to use. Another thing that I'm not sure if it's always been a feature, hence particularly because I haven't used the pencil tool that much because it's been just adding way too many nodes and I'd rather just use the pen tool and keep it simple, is the ability for the pen tool to auto complete. So you can have a line or you can start to get close to closing it and it will close it. It'll tell you it's going to close it. See that little tractor beam that happens? That means it will close the shape. And you've got, instead of a line, you've got a shape. And then you can obviously do your modifying to it. So that's pretty interesting. I'm not sure if that's a new thing or not. It mentions it somewhere. The next one is the variable font tools. So it's more, I guess, modification of fonts. So I'll just go across to Publisher. I only actually have one of these fonts. I have bought quite a lot of fonts. I don't have hundreds, but I do have some extras. And I only have one. So the way to tell is you've got this true type, open type, and then this one variable. It's got a little, looks like an O with a V in front of it. And you can just filter your collection and show how many you've got of each. So yeah, I've only got one. So luckily I've got one, otherwise I wouldn't be able to do anything with it. But when you have that open, you hit this little V button and it just gives you some extra options. So it's just going to give me a bit of weight and a bit of width. So I can tailor that font quickly and easily. You can do a lot of this stuff or variations of it in your character tabs and things like that. But I guess it's just a more convenient thing to use. So that's another thing worth looking at. The next thing is the very handy QR code generator. So in the shapes tools section now, you've got a QR code tool. So it will just generate a QR code. Just turn the stroke down and you can then color it however you like and tailor it. Obviously you can't change the shape so it won't recognize that it's a QR code, but you can make a QR code and then send that off to whatever promotional stuff you're going to do. And you just type in the URL here. It also allows you to make other QR code destinations, which is pretty interesting. And I know some of my work I use Bitly, which is a free online one. So now I can just make it in Designer. So that's great. There are a couple of other additions that probably aren't worth sort of showing as a highlight, but there's ARM64 support, so that's interesting. It'd be good to have Linux support one day. That'd be fantastic. That would probably move me over to Linux. I've talked about those. This default grid, so I think that's so you get more control over your grids. I was making some Minecraft characters a while back and the grid was kind of fluctuating a little bit, was making it a bit difficult. So that will hopefully lock the grid a bit more. I'm not sure exactly what that does, but yeah, there's the updates. So I know there's been some controversy with the acquisition from Canva, but they have been doing their updates and adding so much more functionality to this suite and really just making themselves I think the number one suite in the world for digital design. So I'll stand by that until proven otherwise. And it's still available for absolute bargain price. The whole suite, I think we've got the prices down the bottom, to buy outright. It's just incredible. They're still pushing the no subscription, universal license, 274 Australian. They do have sales. I recommend it. When it goes on sale, just keep an eye on the website. It's worth it full price. Like, it's just ridiculous how good value this is. And there's tons of tutorials. Their website's fairly good for things, but there's always people who are professionals in these particular programs, and I recommend jumping on board and definitely getting involved in that. So it also is free, apparently, or it's going to be actually free or heavily reduced. It's 50% discount for education. And that's about it. So yeah, have a great one and enjoy the 2.5 features. Cheers.